Magic is integral to the fabric and function of the world. Magic is neutral. Humans are the agents in the universe and have the capacity to harm and the capacity to become harmless. A human beings walk through the world the way we choose to use our inherent powers, as well as the tools available to us, is what makes our life and the world full of harm or harmlessness. Not all humans choose harmlessness. Many choose harm. We all make mistakes of harm, even when we don't mean to, along the way of our cosmic and earth journeys. Or even if we meant to at the time, there may come a time when our eyes and our hearts are opened further and we begin to be tormented by the memory of the harm we have done to ourselves and to others. Many refuse to admit the sacredness of the world and refuse to circumscribe their influence within an understanding of the sacred. The world is sacred whether a human thinks so or not. Imagine the consequence of a sacred, magical universe and world being approached by humans constantly rejecting that sacredness, behaving and causing in ways that at best forget the sacredness and at worst intentionally violate it. P.S. We are collectively living in that consequence. The only being that can be out of balance is a human. If the sacred earth and its children are out of balance, it is due to out of balance human magic. No being in heaven nor earth wants to be mistreated. The magician walks with humility, responsibility, and honoring, giving a thought to the consequence of the wields of magic as they relate to the other beings in the world. Magic done by means other than honor and request is violation and causes the world to weep. Ultimately, there is no reason for this if one is aware of the choice. See through the inventions of humankind and of history that are harmful and oppressive, and realize that they're exactly that, inventions. We may invent other storylines and appearances. The magician's path is one of personal empowerment. Anytime you take something as real, unless you are immersing on purpose, anytime you are deceived that something is real, then your agency is also truncated, because if something is, then it cannot be changed and you are captured. But magic says you can change anything in the world with the right language and the right conditions and the right connections. And this changeableness never harms or modifies your true nature. Magic is simply a way to enjoy this world. You may become free from capture and free to create. Often human urges result in harm to ourselves and to others. Not all human movements, magnetisms, compulsions, and cravings are worthy and safe. Some constitute bondage and subjection and devouring. We have the opportunity to purify our desires. What are we one with? What are we resonating with? What are we associating with? We may seek new resonances, new association. We may seek teachers, helpers, healers, adepts, mentors, masters that can help us unsubjugate our desires. Much of your dedication as a magician is to come into a condition where you would never be found violating trust and consent. Mastery is how one relates to the universe and the world, and how the world and the universe relates to the master. Ultimately, all masters, no matter their unique talents, disciplines, and expressions, are masters of love and freedom, and in which there is no harm, neither to nor from. Those who complete mastery are impossible to subjugate, and never subjugate others. The master's agency is completely intact, and they leave the agency of others intact. There are individuals who are highly skilled in cause and in inducing change. They might even be referred to as magicians or master magicians, but I would suggest that if one is missing huge pieces of personal transformation due to immaturity, conditioning, intention to harm, and so forth, that mastery has eluded them. There remains massive karmic charge still requiring transmutation. This may be delayed but never bypassed. Mastery cannot be faked. The universe cannot be fooled. Anyone who places themselves at odds with what is, with the power and life that is anima, will be brought back into balance with that anima at some point. Keep that in mind when preparing and wielding your processes, if you are so inclined to be less than trustworthy. As humans, we like to think we are the center and determinant of every equation in the world. Indeed, human magic is a lot of power. However, our magic is working with the beings, essences, forces, and conditions of the world. Generally, the Earth's non-human children love to respond and participate, but they don't have to. Be worthy of the response and of the service of the innocent. Be willing to be taught by all you encounter. See from their point of view instead of being possessed by your own flavor of illusion. Witness, know, love. You have the opportunity to be a protector and a teacher. To change yourself is to change the world. Magic is within. Consent to magic, to change and to creation, to the sharing of your gifts, the art you fashion, to the well-being, life force, and laughter within appearance. With your magic, you may help inspire all of us to return to our joy while we are in the midst of traversing this particular valley we call Earth life. There is opportunity. There is also responsibility. Earth is not a lower realm in the cosmos. Earth is a heart or hub or center where innumerable energies, properties, realities, beings, and etc. meet. Earth is a loom where much is weaving. This type of fusion hub may be termed a temple. Earth is temple. Earth is the realm where joy is forged, not a lower realm at all. Earth is a realm of and for masters and the development of masters. What we conjure here on Earth with our magic, tapping into the vast ocean of anima, is of import to the entire cosmos. There is responsibility. Magic is change. We may ask ourselves, what do I have the responsibility to change? What do I have the responsibility to not change? What power within me and within this body that I'm currently navigating may be brought to bear upon change? What power within me may be brought to bear to guard life that does not need changing, especially by the ignorant? How may I participate in making changes in my life and in the earth that move us from harm experiences toward harmlessness and greater joy and love? Please do not ignore or reject this call to induce change. Please consider yourself worthy of this call. Be the magician. Certainly you do not have to do more than your strength, and you may do what is present before you. Small acts are great acts. Even your greetings are great acts, because most beings never are greeted. And so if you are willing to do so, even when it requires courage on your part, then you are bringing great magic and defense and joy into their life by your presence and the wield of your voice and energy. One of your greatest protections from the potential harm within this world will be what you can see. Most humans are attempting magic and inducing change while blind, unaware. The magician develops their sight, both their body eye and their internal awareness. The greater your sight, the more you are protected from what might harm. The greater your sight, the less likely you are to offer harm, whether accidental or deliberate. Inner sight designs outer sight. Sight is a creative act. The changes you make in your seeing change what you see. Interpretation, cognition, perception are all inner sights that the magician develops, and that they use as tools in order to call appearance. I would like to invite you to the greatest of all inner sights, which is understanding. Understanding is not information nor interpretation. Understanding is the cultivation of relationship and of knowledge of beings. This knowledge includes the understanding and ability to see from another's point of view. Know really. Not your imagination of their point of view, but inhabiting their own desires, movements, language, magnetisms, and imaginations. It is only upon this level of understanding that you will possess the conditions to create a level of change that leads to greater harmlessness and joy. Understanding is one of your greatest protections from harm in the presence of those who might. The development of your understanding also protects others from the harm that otherwise might come to them in your presence. Understanding has the capacity to undo harm. Advanced understanding has the capacity to undo advanced harms. This is a key. Further wields may arise from the understanding, but often the understanding itself is a great act of change, of magic. I invite you to view yourself as an agent. I invite you to responsibility. I invite you to opportunity. I invite you to understand yourself as an agent with both the capacity to be harmed and to harm, as well as an agent with the capacity to move toward greater joy and connection with the earth family of life, in which there is no harm to you nor from you. I invite you to be both more generous with acquitting mistakes of harm, those of your own and of others, and more accountable for rectifying mistakes of present harm, those of your own and others. I invite you to the giving of honor to those you meet in your way. I invite you to see through harmful inventions of appearance and storyline that are presently on earth. I invite you to find a way to participate in new, more joyful inventions and storyline. I invite you to see the earth as a great movement and weaving of anima and its joy. I invite you to be in awe that you have entered the temple of earth and may serve at its altars. I invite you to claim your freedom to create. I invite you to seek teachers, healers, and mentors, using discernment, of course. Find those who exude grounded joy. I invite you to seek inspiration. I invite you to share inspiration. I invite you to release your illusions. I invite you to develop the sight of your understanding, to be hungry and thirsty for the revelations of understanding. I invite you to desire your own trustworthiness. I invite you to desire the safety of others when they are in your presence. I invite you to ponder on the call of the mother, the earth that she is singing, the you that she is singing. I invite you to change.